Feelings are important because they are signals about what is happening to you, though I'm sure they're important for other reasons too. But when you are learning something, you might feel happy or sad or tired or upset or frustrated or content. Do those feelings tell you something about how well you are learning something? I think they do. Let's start with a conversation about something you probably have heard of before, which is flow. Flow is the experience of being in the zone. You are intensely focused on something and you are intuitively reacting to a situation as it unfolds. Everything seems to be clicking for you and anything going on in the background just fades away. If you've ever played an intense chess match, or you've acted in a play, or you've had a really great basketball game, you have probably experienced this kind of thing before. Usually we're talking about people who already have some kind of skill in chess or acting or basketball or whatever. People describe flow as being very happy, almost euphoric. So you are exerting yourself to your utmost in an area that you feel really, really confident in. Is this the kind of feeling that we should be shooting for when we're learning? I don't think so. The flow experience is great, but there's not a lot of evidence that suggests that when you're in flow, you're in some kind of optimal learning state or anything like that. Rather, it seems like flow is a result of learning rather than a cause of learning. No one feels flow when they are first learning how to drive or when they are first learning the rules of chess or anything like that. But I want to hold on to this idea of being happy and satisfied and confident. If you're happy or content all the time, that could be a sign that you're not really being challenged. Imagine you're in school and you just get a bunch of A's. Now you could be getting A's because you already have a strong foundation in the material that is being taught. There's probably a little bit of learning going on, but there is not a lot of learning going on. You getting A's is just kind of you being rewarded for what you already know. But the happiness that comes from resolving confusion or being really confident in what you can do, that kind of experience I think is important for learning. Okay, now you're trying to understand something new, but it's not adding up. You're engaged, you're in it, but it just doesn't make sense. You're thinking to yourself, like, is there a mistake in this textbook or this homework assignment? Like, how can these two things both be true at the same time? Maybe you're even frustrated because you've been trying to learn something for a long time, like say a new song on your guitar or something, and you just can't get it done. Now, is this the kind of experience that is helping us to learn? Not exactly, but there is a lot of evidence that mistakes and misunderstandings are the source of most of the learning that goes on. When you make a mistake, it tells you something. It tells you where to focus your energies to improve in the next iteration, in the next time you practice. In the same way, being confused or frustrated is also associated with positive learning outcomes, providing that you resolve that confusion or frustration in the future. Now let's imagine you are sitting down to do 3 or 4 hours of homework. Now you sit down and you feel kind of out of it. You're not very engaged. You find yourself reading and rereading the same passage over and over again. It's almost like the words are in a foreign language. You are just so damn tired. Is that the kind of feeling we should be pursuing when we're learning? You probably already know that the answer is no, that is bad. When you're learning something, you want to be as engaged as possible, as focused as you can. You don't want to be bored or distracted or tired. But I want to hold on to this idea of being mentally exhausted, because being tired is a natural consequence of exerting your focus for a long period of time. And one of the consistent findings that you see in the research on expertise is that even experts can only intensely focus on something for, say, an hour or an hour and a half before they have to take a break. They're just tired. It just takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of mental energy to keep focusing and keep practicing during that time. So being tired, in another sense, that's good. That suggests that you have really focused and exerted yourself. What I want to suggest is that effective learning experiences are not really associated with a single emotion. Rather, it seems to involve a cycle of emotions. The excitement of learning something new can fade into confusion and frustration as you push up against what you really don't understand and what you really don't know. And after you exert yourself in this direction for a little while, you are bound to feel mentally tired. maybe eventually, as you go through the cycle of emotions, as your skills improve, then you can begin to experience these kind of flow experiences where you're just performing a skill and you're just feeling awesome and amazing. But if you know that confusion and frustration and even tiredness are part of the learning process, then you're not going to be surprised when you start feeling that way as you are learning something. The important part is to figure out how to resolve that frustration and confusion. Can you get feedback from an expert? Can you take a break and come back to it? Maybe all it takes is further practice. Maybe you need to visualize the problem. Maybe you need to attack things from a different angle, and that will give you a different perspective on something. All of those things can lead to higher skills, and you'll get back that feeling of happiness and achievement and satisfaction again. Of course, if you keep learning, then you'll run into the frustration and the confusion again. So, sorry. That's it. If you want to hear more about effective learning techniques, you can check out these videos or check out all the videos on my channel. I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.